Hey everyone. Today I want to talk about the concept of grounding and how grounding can improve the accuracy of AI applications and improve and make AI applications more relevant for your organization. What is grounding for AI? Grounding is the craft of connecting AI to real, trusted, and domain specific information so that the answers you get from your LLM are accurate, they are current, and relevant to your organization, and not just based on general knowledge. So, why should product managers, particularly enterprise product managers, care about grounding AI? They should care about it because it improves the accuracy and relevance of AI responses. Second, it provides those responses based on organization specific information and not based on general knowledge. And then finally, it provides complete and correct answers um, most of the time, significantly more than if you do not ground the AI on some particular piece of information. So you can think of implementing grounding as you can think of grounding as a product capability layer that you design into the LLM experience. Um, there are two types of things that you can do. One is you can do some grounding pre response. That means before you ask the LLM to do something. And then you can do some grounding post response. That is after the LLM gives you the answer. Pre response, think of it as giving the LLM a book to read and saying, okay, this is the book that you need to read. And when you answer a question, you need to answer from this book. Think of it that way. Post response, think of it as um, a teacher uh, verifying the an essay written by a student before the student reads that essay out loud to a classroom. For example, the teacher needs to make sure that there is nothing incorrect or inappropriate in that essay. There is nothing personal in that essay. For example, the teacher doesn't want the student to say share some personal bank account or somebody's personal password or something like that, PII information. So that's pre-response and post-response. um, in the for pre-response grounding, you can do three things. One is you can say, give the LLM a document like a HR policy document or a particular contract document and say, use this document as context, and when you answer, always look at this document. The second thing is you can force the LLM to use a tool or make an API call for certain queries. For example, if there is a question about an order, don't just make up an answer. If there is a question about an order, always call this API and get the order details. Similarly, if there is a question about, let's say, something very specific to your organization, you can say always check this knowledge graph or specifically check this database and then get this information from this knowledge graph or from this database. So those are the three main things that you can do in pre-response grounding. Now, after the LLM provides the answer, there are a few things you can do. The first thing is you can fact check against a grounding document. For example, if you give the LLM the entire Constitution of the United States and ask a question such as, who has the right to collect taxes? And the LLM says Congress has it. And then you take that answer and again cross check with that document to see if this answer is correct or not. So that is, you can do a fact checking against the grounding document, a bit like quality assurance. And then the second thing is you can enforce some safety and policy filters using a moderation service such as OpenAI moderation. That API will take care of things like Nothing bad for society is being said in this document, or nothing inappropriate is being said in this document. um, and finally, you can also uh, ask the LLM to regenerate if it fails in any of these things. Let's say it said something bad, or it pulled PII information like somebody's email, or revenue information, or salary information from some internal document, and it failed. You can say go back and try and get the answer again, or gracefully fall back and say, I do not have an answer to that question at this time, and so on. So this is the concept of grounding. So to explain this, I built a simple app. um, so this is purely to demonstrate it. There is no app like this in the market. So I called it grounded versus ungrounded LLM responses. So let's see the grounding document. So here's the system prompt, and I said, I mean, this is where product managers have the freedom to try things out. In the system prompt, I said you're a grounded assistant. You only use the text in the above document. In the above document, to answer the user's question. If the answer is not explicitly supported by the above uh, document, reply exactly, I cannot find that in the provided document. Things like that. So that's the prompt that you can use. I said, do not use outside knowledge, do not guess, be concise and factual, and so on. And in here, I just pasted, that is my grounding document. Think of it as a document inside my company. I took the U.S. Constitution, and I put a part of it here, and now it has information about uh, tax collection power, and it has information about executive power. So I am now going to ask a question. Um, who has the power to collect taxes in the US? Remember, this is the grounding document, and this is the system prompt, and I'm going to say, run it grounded. Okay, let's see what happens. So run a grounded query. Um, sorry, a grounded request, and it should ideally say, the grounded response should say that Congress has the power to lay and collect taxes in the United States, supported by Article 1, Section 8. And then it is providing the citations here. So this is where it got that information from. It said, I got it from this snippet, line 3, key overlap, 0.56, and so on. And it also gave me some post verification score. Is it grounded? Yes. It is grounded. The score is 0.75. The content does not have any unsafe information. Content is safe, and no PII is detected. Now, let's run the same thing ungrounded and see what happens. Same query, who has the power to collect taxes in the US? I'm going to run it ungrounded, which means it has the freedom to now go onto the web and find any answer it wants. It is not grounded to this particular this document that it provided. So here, ungrounded output is, it gave me a pretty elaborate answer, which is not tied to this particular document. It might be right, but it is still not. I can't be 100% sure, right? So it says it is ungrounded. It is safe. There is nothing unsafe here, and there is no PII detected. Now, let me add a couple of things. Now, just for the sake of it, although this is not correct, I actually added information here saying the email address of the tax collector is tom@tax.gov. That is obviously wrong, but I'm just adding that to the grounding document. And I'm in the user question. I'm going to say, who has the power to collect taxes? Give me his email address. This is just to demonstrate the PII information, and I'm going to run it grounded. Run the LLM call grounded, and it should catch the fact that I I mean, there might be PII in this information. So yeah, it did. So for example, it said this answer didn't pass verification. Grounding safety PII. I cannot provide it safely. And it cited that, see, the email address of the tax collector is tom@tax.com, and I cannot actually let you send this to the user. So it caught that. And it said no PII. Yes, it found email, but otherwise the response is grounded and the content is safe. But because it found a PII, it stopped that information from going to the user. Uh, so that should give you an idea of how you can ground an AI with two specific documents in your company, and 99.9% guarantee that it doesn't provide you with incorrect information. You can significantly increase the accuracy, the relevance, and the value of the information that is provided by using such grounding techniques. Then post response verification is also very valuable. You can make sure that it is grounded to the document that you gave, document or documents. You can make sure the content is safe. You can use multiple APIs. OpenAI's moderation API is one of them, and then you can also check for PII, and that is also based on certain libraries that you can use. Your engineering team will know what to use. So important concept for product managers to understand, and important concept for product managers to create value with. I hope that is useful. Thank you.